What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode and another week of the What the Buck podcast. I'm Nick. That's Gunk. Gunk, we are back, and a lot of stuff has changed.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
times are changing. We're getting ready for Four Nations next week. It's gonna be. We only got a couple games left to go before the break, and a lot of movement in the NHL, a lot of trades, a lot of stuff going on. Our teams kind of up and down a little bit, so let's get into it and talk about on this icy day. Let's talk about some ice, baby. Let's
yeah,
get it
let's talk
on.
about some ice. Let's start with the Devils this week. You could take it away if you want. A couple games in there, some wins and a loss to the Sabres.
Yeah, that was again Sabres loss really came out of the clear blue, like going down 3-0 in the first. I mean, again, this is where you're missing Jacob Markstrom really badly. Like Jake Allen, like I said, great, solid. The tandem is really great together. But like I said, I feel like you just take Markstrom out of the lineup, it changes that dynamic of the goalie situation. Allen's been playing really well this season, and I'm really appreciative to have him on the team because again, that was a really steal we pulled off last year, and it was really under the radar of a trade with Montreal last year. You kind of settle down the goaltending situation, then you pick up Markstrom in the offseason, and it's turned into a really good tandem for the Devils this year. It's really one of the success, one of the reasons they are in the position they are in right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But like I
no,
said, Jake, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I agree. I mean that goalie tandem has been so far so good for the Devils, and it's gotten shaken up a decent bit. But do you think I think the Four Nations is gonna help get everybody close to healthy again? But a lot of people I've also been hearing are worried that another long break like this is gonna mess up the Devils' momentum again if they have any. Because you even
Hmm.
mentioned it last week with the coming back from the Christmas break, they
Right.
were they looked rough coming out off of that break. So, do you think this is going to help them, or is this going to hurt them in the long run?
I think right now, as you see, because of the injury bug that's hitting with the captain out, he's been out for a few games right now. Listen, Markstrom's coming back. He should be, you know, right after Four Nations, he should be ready to either come back or get ready to rehab back in. So, like I said, we have right now, like it's the injury bug, and it's an up and down thing. Like Jonas Siegenthaler the other night in Pittsburgh, the other day in Pittsburgh, leg injury apparently. They just looking on the on ESPN, and Shino Memets has been called up from the HL from Utica, so he should be in the lineup tonight. To play against Vegas tonight, so he should be in the lineup. And like I said, they put Nico on injured reserve retro to, I think it said the 13th, the 25th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So like I said, so Nico, on IR right now with it's listed as an upper body injury. So let's see. With these things, especially the NHL, where it's not really specific. They don't really give time frames a lot of the time. So hopefully, like I said, the Four Nations break for us right now, it's going to be a healing process. Hopefully, like I said, once we come back, we can get everyone back together, and then we're moving up to the trade deadline because again, I feel like we're gonna need a move here and there. I said nothing big like the Rantanen deal or the big the JT Miller trade was, as we'll talk about in the Rangers segment of our podcast. But like I said, just something a mid level trade. I think we could pull off something to bring everything together, kind of going in making that playoff run. But I feel like the break right now is coming at the perfect time. You got three of our players, one on each team. We got Jack Hughes playing for the USA. We got Jesper Bratt playing for Sweden, and Eric Haula, who came back and played really well in the Pittsburgh game the other night. Really well. He had a breakaway, almost scored. He had a couple of shots on goal. Played great on the penalty kill. Great defense. Great to have Holla back. We're missing that like third line center that we really needed. When that's the point of when we get Nico back, we'll have our top three centers back, and it should really settle down the lineup. I feel like so. Right now, like I said, we're in a wait and see. Like I said, we're kind of playing 500 right now. I'm not too worried about it again until we get after Four Nations, everyone back healthy, and hopefully we make a good run right here. but you said we got a couple hard games coming up. A lot of games against the top teams in the West coming up. We're playing Vegas. We're playing.
I
Let's
think
see.
you
Yeah, we
should
got
have
we
a
got
pretty
Dallas coming up.
solid game against Vegas. I mean, Vegas coming into tonight has lost four straight, two of them being in overtime,
Right.
but three of them being to wild card teams pretty much in the East. They lost to the Blue Jackets 2-1 last week. They lost to the Rangers 4-2 on Sunday, and on Tuesday they lost 2-1 to the Islanders. So, I mean, they're they may come out a bit more desperate tonight, but I think the Devils have a bit more of a jump on how they've been playing compared to the Golden Knights. So I think you
Right.
should have a pretty solid game tonight.
Right.
But I think that desperation from Vegas to try to get a win is going to show here because they have one more game besides tonight before the Four Nations, and it's Saturday against Boston.
Yep.
So they need to try to find ways to string together wins fast after
Yeah.
going
Exactly.
into and out of the Four Nations.
Yeah. Totally. Absolutely. Like I said, it should be an exciting game tonight, though. Like I said, two teams that are people are banking on to make a good run in the playoffs, and it should be a really good battle tonight.
Mm.
I'm really looking forward to this game tonight. It's gonna and again, it's one of those like benchmark games where they said I know the Devils have been playing really not very well against the lower teams, and it seems like it's one of those things this year that they really get up for the good teams, and they just they laid eggs against the bad teams.
Yeah, and with the Devils having one more game too, besides tonight before the Four Nations, they play Montreal,
Yes.
and Montreal, the Devils have played close games, so hopefully they're up for that game because that's another team that's trying to fight for a spot again.
Right.
But yeah, I mean the Devils have looked okay recently. Besides almost having a comeback against Buffalo, they just came up short.
Right.
They've looked pretty good. I mean they've stayed solid in their spot in third. So
And how do you feel? How do you feel about? Did you watch the Nason hit on Tage Thompson on Sunday?
I
How do you feel?
did.
Like, no suspension for Nason on that. I mean, the match penalty on the game got kicked out of it, but how do you? I saw the hit when it didn't look as bad as I thought, but I want to see how other people feel about it.
I don't think it was terrible. It's just unfortunate the way he got hit and that he ended up getting hurt.
Right. Yeah.
My issue with that, and a lot of people are having the same problem with it, the Sabres didn't respond to it.
I was listening to a lot about that. Yeah, how like kind of everyone just kind of stood around where they kind of weren't
Yeah.
looking out for their superstar.
So that's what was more surprising to me. The hit was just more so unfortunate
Right.
while trying to make a hockey play. So I feel like that was more where that was coming from. But to not even stand up for one of your players like that is just kind of sad.
And it seems like that's what the state of the Sabres are right now.
Exactly.
It's a microcosm to like their stance right now in the standings, and you could tell that there's really friction there in the Sabres organization.
Yeah, I mean, because they keep finding themselves below 50 points at well past the halfway point of the season.
Right.
How many, like, I'm not sure what needs to change, but even then, a lot of people, and in the anonymous NHL player poll that came out the other day, people
Oh,
were talking about some of the coaches that they wouldn't want to play for, and people were saying Lindy Ruff because they felt like most of the time he didn't know what was going on.
right. Exactly.
So you're 22, 26, and 5 at 53 games played into the year, 49 points. That's bad.
That is bad.
And it's the same guys that keep on doing this.
And it's not a terrible team. Like they have really good players on that team. I mean, it's not like they're. It doesn't seem like they're like right that far off.
No, and because the East is so close, it doesn't feel like they are that far off, but they are.
Right.
Every other team
Exactly.
has well above 50 points at this point.
And they have to jump a lot of teams,
Yeah.
even to have a sniff at it. I mean, it's not even logical right now.
Yeah, so it feels just more unfortunate for the Sabres more than anything. But yeah, just the lack of response is really what is doing this team in, I feel like at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
You just can't have that.
No, absolutely not. I totally agree with that. And that was one of the problems with Lindsey Ruff in Jersey too. Like you said, he had the one successful year, and then it just, it kind of fell into Lindy Ruff logic, I guess. But like I said, that's their problem right now. Like I said, we're rolling right now. Like I said, it's good being a Devils fan. Everyone in the area is excited, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to see this rest of the season. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, the Devils look good, and so have the Rangers. Honestly, I've been happy with this team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
The Miller trade really did shake it up, and I said it's good for JT again. I feel like he was set out to be the villain in this, and I just feel like he just needed to change of scenery, and like I said, it seems like it's working out pretty well so far.
yeah, I mean, you get somebody that is going to be probably the best player on your roster already.
Mm-hmm.
He had over 100 points last year. I think
Exactly.
you get the as much as it sucks to see Heedle go and to see Mancini go, you're getting the best player out of the deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So I've been happy with the deal so far. I mean, you could see that Miller has made an impact. You could see that maybe Brandstrom can make the lineup because I'm just not happy with the way the defensive core has looked.
Okay.
I was I was happy to get rid of Truba, but Earl Vakanainen is just kind of bad. I feel like Eric Brandstrom could be a solid piece to the blue line because if you watch the game last night, you could see with Vakanainen being out and Zach Jones being in the lineup, the defense just looked more confident,
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
and Vakanainen just doesn't have that confidence to me, and I think it's because he may just still be stuck in Anaheim, like
Right.
mentally. So he's just bringing that over, but I just don't like the way he plays, and I feel like a Zach Jones or even Eric Brandstrom could do better. And I mean, the the one thing I was upset about with this deal is that you gave up a first round pick. Um, you definitely should have. You probably could have gotten away with a second. I feel like you should have gotten away with giving up a second, but I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference because Vancouver flipped the pick to Pittsburgh. So
Right.
now they have three Pedersens.
Yep.
Did you? We got to
Here
talk
we
about
go.
that. That is a broadcaster's nightmare. Three Pedersens,
Oh, that was so great.
and two of them have the
Elias.
same name. The
Exactly.
same name.
Oh,
How dare they?
that guy is earning his money.
He better be.
He better earn his money, definitely.
But with
Oh, so
what's that?
go ahead. I was gonna say I was gonna just make this stupid joke of now. So we have the Colorados who have all the Woods, and we have the Vancouver Canucks who have all the Pedersens. I say Devils, let's keep it rolling. Let's acquire all the Hugheses.
Oh God, no, absolutely
I
not.
know it was terrible. It was a terrible. I saw it on X the last night, and I
No
was like,
way.
yeah, that I had to bring that up. It was just ridiculous.
But yeah, you want to know what's ridiculous? A 2,500 game point streak
Oh,
in between
oh,
2018 and 2025. JT Miller with a 2,500 game point streak with the Rangers,
yeah, that was great. I saw that X post the other day. That was pretty freaking funny.
and he had two goals. He had two goals in his first game. So I mean, he looked good,
Yes,
and
he did.
the rest of the team didn't against Boston.
And
Uh,
again, that's coming from Dallas into there to not know just right off the plane
yeah.
basically. I
So
mean
he
shit.
was the only one that actually wanted to play, and they lose 6-3.
Poof.
But
Yeah, I see.
yeah, with that game, it was just you could turn it off after the first period and it was fine. You didn't really need to keep watching.
You gotta watch though. You gotta keep going.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, of course, but
ugh,
not with that one.
no.
But like I was talking about, the Rangers won against Vegas the other day 4-2. Uh, this team started to look like the team from last year where they were never really out of a game when they were down.
Hmm.
And that was really nice to see. And I don't, this sucks. I don't have anybody to blame anymore because nobody's playing really bad. Like all my
Right.
scapegoats are playing good. Mika and Key are really good. Have
Yeah.
looked really good. Mika has in 3 games a goal and 5 assists since the JT Miller trade.
Yeah.
So I guess he's found more confidence playing with somebody that he used to already.
Right.
And with this win, let's give it up for Jonathan Quick. 400th win.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
400th win.
USA born. Yes.
We
Good
finally
job.
got it for him.
Absolutely.
They finally got it.
Right.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and then we move on to last night. The Rangers had another third period comeback, down 2-1 after two. Teams need to stop making Matt Rumpy look good.
Yeah. Seriously.
He had a
Breakaway.
breakaway.
Breakaway. I was rolling last night when I saw that.
And he could have scored if he just got the puck up a little higher. It would have went in.
It would have went in. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't like
when I saw that, I almost fell out of my damn chair when I saw
How
that
do you
last
think
night.
I felt, bro? I was so upset. I was just like, Brett Berard's never gonna play another National Hockey League game, man.
Oh, after that, oh my god! And it
Oh
wasn't
my
even like
goodness.
he was like coming out of the penalty box or anything. It
No,
was
that was just a clear breakaway off a defensive
clear
play that he made.
again. Oh,
Man, this is bullshit.
it's oh
And then we were talking about him before we started the episode. Kreider has looked so much better.
absolutely.
You were
Yeah.
saying that you were surprised that people thought he was a problem.
Yeah, exactly. That remember, like I said, in like what was December, everyone was ready to trade Kreider, and I will take him 100%. Bring him to the Devils all day. I mean, he's still a productive player, and people were wanting to get rid of him. And as you can see, he is not the problem in this team.
Not
He's
after
he
not after the past
not
couple
after.
games. The entire team has looked really good again.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I agree. And I'm worried because if the Rangers with the skill level they have, if they make a run, man, they have a chance. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities anymore that they could make a run at this playoff spot. So that especially at the wild cards.
With the teams that they have coming up, you could jump a decent amount of teams. I mean,
Yeah,
with the four like we were talking about with the Devils, with the Four Nations coming up, the Rangers play tomorrow against Pittsburgh and then Saturday against Columbus. Those are two
which are both
teams.
winnable games.
Exactly. Especially with the way this team has been playing. I mean, you could get 2 wins, momentum going into the Four Nations, come back, and then you still have teams that you're trying to jump. You have to play when you come back the Sabres, the Penguins again, and then the Islanders.
Right.
All games that you can try to get 2 points in, all games that you should be getting at least a point in.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed. Yes.
But last night against Boston was just a big 2 points. I mean, they they were able to come back again. It didn't feel like they were out,
Right.
and they they made everything work. I mean, they're scoring in all different parts, in all different ways. They're scoring 5-on-5.
Right.
They're scoring just after the power play ends. So I
Right.
mean, I guess good job. And you're scoring shorthanded.
3 goals. Yep.
So I mean, the this team could start getting hot soon. There's a lot of games still left to be played.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, that's why I was like I said when we were hitting December and the Rangers fans are ready to jump off the roof, I was kind of like, yeah, don't count them out yet. I mean, with all the talent, you just don't fall as fast as they did. I mean, like I said, it's an anomaly that a team goes from where they were last year to a President's Trophy to where they are now and not have a response. I mean, if there's no response, then everyone in the organization should be gone because that's ridiculous. And you can see that they're actually putting in the effort, and now starting to click. And you got to be worried. Especially like I said, wild card teams, especially in the East, they got to worry. This team is starting to heat up, and like I said, if hopefully that their momentum's not broken by this Four Nations, then this Four Nations break coming up. So again, Rangers fans, you should have you should be very happy right now at this situation
I
that
think
going
I
into it.
am because they're showing more confidence. Every part of the lineup is,
Hmm.
and you're noticing more contributions from the defense, which I think is a big part of what was holding the Rangers back. They were getting barely anything from anybody.
Right.
So now you're seeing scoring all up and down the lineup. Every line is scoring, even though the lines look ridiculous. Panarin, Zibanejad, and Miller on a line is just kind of goofy,
Hmm.
but I respect it. At least Jimmy Vesey can't feel like
Yeah.
he's dying anymore.
Exactly.
Which
Oh, and I saw a fun thing about the the kid line from last year.
they all scored.
All scored in three different games. It was pretty freaking funny too. I love that. That was another X post I
Oh
saw. It was
god, that
pretty
made me
freaking funny.
happy. That makes me
Yeah, that
happy.
was pretty funny.
But yeah,
Uh,
the best friends have been reunited with this JT Miller trade. Trocheck and
mhm.
Miller were friends together in their younger years. They played hockey together in
There you
Pittsburgh,
go.
so the power of friendship comes back.
There you go.
And yeah, I mean, Rangers have a couple games coming up. The Devils have a couple games coming up. That's been
Yep.
pretty much the biggest stuff with the Rangers and Devils recently. There's
Yeah.
not much has been going on.
No, again, it's getting to that point of the year again. You get into like almost like the dog days of August, like in baseball. It's kind of like you're at that like 55 game mark where you're kind of settling in. Like especially now, like I said, this would be where the All Star break would be. It's just basically the All Star break. You're gonna see changes on teams. People are gonna make moves. So like I said, I'm excited for it. This is the best time of year. You said we got the Super Bowl on Sunday. I mean, it's not the teams I wanted in there, but hey,
What are you
it
gonna
still should
do?
be a good. It
Yeah, I'm
still should be
excited
a
for
good
it at
game.
least.
Oh, by the way,
Sure.
I want to make one point, and this is only for greedy me. Please, NHL, stop putting games on Sundays at 1 p.m. Please, I
What's
can't.
wrong with afternoon games?
No, afternoon games are fine on a Saturday. On a Sunday, they kill. I'm talking. This is a personal problem for me because of my shift and the way I work and my sleep patterns. Stop giving me 1 o'clock Sunday games, please. I beg you, please stop. Give me Sunday night. I'll take a Sunday. Give me a Sunday at 5 o'clock. I am okay with that.
Nope.
Stop with Sunday at 1, please.
Nope.
I
You get
I I
Sunday at
beg of you.
noon.
No, God, no, not noon. Oh, that's even worse. Uh,
That's what you
but
get.
yeah, that was my little rant right there. So again, that's more for people that work the overnight shift. If you understand, you understand.
I guess they do. But
Yes, they do.
Gunk, unless you got anything else, I mean, if you want to give me Four Nations predictions, who do you think is gonna win?
Well, of course, I am all red, white, and blue USA, but it's going to be a great tournament. The only thing I was worried about is Sid is he got jammed up in the game excuse me Tuesday night against the Devils. Yeah, left for about 4 minutes of game time, came back and played the game, played the overtime. Took a shootout and missed his shot on the shootout, but he looked okay, but wasn't at practice yesterday. So for the Canadians, I'd be a little worried about that. But I, let's see what happens. Hopefully Sid's okay. Because again, he's one of the benchmarks of that Canadian
Hmm.
team. So if he's injured in any way, especially I don't know if the Penguins organization will want to risk put him out there if there's something wrong with him. So that's something to keep an eye on for the next week or so. The Sid injury, see if he heals up. Matthews is always a question. He's injury prone, and Maple Leafs are going to worry about his health. They're in a solid playoff spot, and they worry about the health of these players. That's more, I think, more what I think a lot of the teams and a lot, especially the head coaches, the front office are worried about injuries right now with this Four Nations. Hopefully everyone can get through injury free and come back to the teams 100% healthy.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think a
more
lot of these
I'm
players are
hoping
going to be
for.
playing super hard, so I don't think that's going to be
Yeah,
anything crazy to worry about. But I get what you're coming from. But
right.
yeah, I think it's going to be a solid tournament. I'm excited to see. Uh, I'm excited to see all the teams play against each other. But
Mhm.
yeah,
How do you feel
like
about the
you,
how you feel about the jerseys? Do you like the jerseys?
they're
Because
all
I
right.
that was a big. See, I love the USA jersey. I
I
feel
think it's
like that.
okay. They're
You
all
think it's
just
okay?
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not a big, not the biggest fan of all of them, but yeah, I think they're good for what they are. They're good.
Oh, I gotta. Here you go. I wanted to let's get your opinion.
Oh,
Utah. Did you see the leak online about the logos and all that stuff?
yeah. They
And
kind
how do
of
you feel
just
about the name?
they look generic.
Mm.
The logos look very
Well,
generic,
well, you
very
know what?
video gamey.
Well, that was one of the points somebody brought up. That literally, I think somebody literally went on like NHL 95 or 95. Excuse me. I'm reminiscing about the old times. NHL 25 and just literally pulled like customized logos from like their website to
Yeah,
do. But they said the Mammoth, the Outlaw, and the Hockey Club, and
I say keep it the
you know,
hockey club because it's funny, but I think the Outlaws is probably the best.
see,
I'll hop on the
I like the
bandwagon.
Mammoth. I like the Mammoth. I think that's a good hockey name. I mean, I think it's a solid hockey game.
Mm, I
Now you're not feeling it.
no, it's all right. I
Okay,
I guess it has good mascot potential. Just have a guy in a mammoth suit walking around.
that come on, that is the best. For I know this is again. We're just BSing here. We're having a little fun, hockey related. So of course we know. Oh, my daughter, she loves hockey. She's a big Devils fan herself. Made the funniest comment the other day. Well, I think we were watching the Flyers Devils game like last week or so. Was we saw Gritty and Gritty was doing his thing, and my daughter just goes, "Yeah, Gritty's a good mascot, but the Devil's better." I said, "Why do you think the Devil's better?" And she just came out with, "Yeah, the Devil has abs," which just floored me.
But
I was like,
Gritty has his own Build-A-Bear workshop. You can
"Oh,
build your own Gritty.
you could build your own Gritty," which was, I'm sure you'll see them all around Philadelphia. I'm sure you'll see them on Sunday.
I would go to the arena just to build my own Gritty.
Oh, come on.
I would. You could put them in a flamingo float, like one of the pool
Oh,
floats. I would. You got to go build your own Gritty.
got to build your own gritty. We're not promoting build your own gritty here. They didn't
I am.
sponsor us or
I am.
anyway.
Go to
Oh, look,
go to
there you go.
Philly. Go to Philly and build your own Gritty.
There you go. Get a cheesesteak and build your own gritty.
Pretty much.
There you go. Road trip, down the turnpike. There you
There you
go.
go. But
Uh,
yeah, with the Four Nations, I think it'll be exciting.
yeah, absolutely.
Like you, I'm for Team USA, but
Absolutely.
we'll see what happens. Not much has been going on with hockey. So, gang, this has
Right.
been a shorter episode of the What the Puck podcast. I've been Nick. That's been Gunk. Gunk, I love you. Gang, we love
Love you
you.
too.
We will talk to you guys next week about everything that is upcoming with the Four Nations as we get started into it and the rest of the games
Yep.
for the Rangers and Devils. Gang,
Yep.
keep it real. Peace.
Peace.